So bye is it? So bye is it?
Bye.
Bye bye.
Say bye, good day.
Say
Bye.
Say follow first.
Follow. Check.
Don't miss the live again. All follow.
For where? Where you buy a merch?
What? For after school therapy.
Yeah. Guys, get your merchandise, huh? Okay. Under the bio link, is it? Just click the link and buy from there. Okay, it's very nice, very comfortable. Okay, very easy one. Okay, just click the link at the after school therapy. Okay, you click the link will do. Bio links will do. Buy from it, very nice one. Trust me, a lot of people say it's very nice. Woo! Follow. Bye.
Alright guys, we start the episode already.
Wait.
If you shoot one episode, right? If you all enjoy live, right? If you want to do live, right? After the shoot, you all can continue to do the live. If you want.
I'm going for it. 7 PM I'm meeting her. MBS. Oh, we after this up. Okay, I do 6 now.
Alright, so next one. How should we start after this show is all about Zech. This episode. So
Okay, good.
Let's. Any ideas, guys? Yeah.
Good, very good.
So we ask
I am really hungry.
After we ask him, we will ask maybe some questions back, but more focus on that. Okay?
Okay.
You'll be set?
Yeah.
I need to see how you want to move. Sit down. Let's shoot already. Okay. We don't have time already. Okay.
Ready? Do the intro first, right? Instruments.
Okay, before we start everything, how can we transition into the story? 我们怎样跑进他的讲他的为了洗吧。
其实我们就是讲我们的 tonight，我们今天的这个 special guest 是在领教的。
好。
OK 吗？
一二七八。
来听啊，听完你。OK， 分红要多一次的。
来 intro。
关掉了吗？关掉。
We keep this shoot for 30 minutes then the rest we will shoot TikTok video and TikTok live. Is that good? No, that's after. So you cannot past 6 PM. Oh, is it?
Yep. 6 plus 10 now.
Okay. How? Let's go. Tell me your ideas, guys. We can start with how should we get to this episode? We introduce him.
Maybe you can say a lot of viewers request to know more about him. So other than that.
I think how about we start then the episode is like both of them actually want to more about him because they are the one that always write down.
Yeah, we talk about saying, hey, how come you never share more about you?
Then we
Something like that. Yeah, right, actually.
Okay, we can go with that.
So introduce all of
Yeah, to us, we are always like a very mysterious person. We like to know more about you. We love you so much.
They keep awkward pauses. Remember the 好笑 Remember the last shoot we had? The last shoot we had, right? The previous shot was very good. Like the awkward pauses, the last shoot was so funny. 很尴尬，很好笑。The last shoot was so very.
So if you don't have to force yourself to keep asking questions, if you nothing to say, then you just like stare at each other. Like,
Not just now, like the last shoot is last week. Last week the shoot was amazing.
really?
Yeah, no, you guys are amazing, seriously.
No, you all are amazing.
Yeah, but I'm actually looking forward for tomorrow, guys. Please. Yes.
Yeah, also, I think we are looking for more than you. You went on that go already, so we
Microphone, there's a mic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, rolling. Two camera rolling already. Rolling. Okay, mic test.
My
My phone. Sorry, my phone. Where is it?
You change your clothes where you put.
Huh? I don't see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, second.
Alright, mic
That's my
test.
drumstick.
Ready? Okay, we start with Steven test.
Steven Lim
Okay, mic check, testing 1, 2, 3.
Normal volume, normal distance.
Normal volume 1, 2, 3 test.
Where you get your shit from?
Okay. Cut. Normal volume, normal
Mic test,
distance.
Testing, mic test, testing.
Okay, one more time.
Mic test, testing, mic test.
Okay, Zach.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
One more time.
1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Last.
1, 1, 1. Zechariah.
Okay, and roll. Everything is rolling, and let's start with the intro. Everybody ready?
You going to sing or going to sing?
Okay, I think we all need to keep playing instruments. You all can sing with or lip sync with your.
Can we even talk?
Today got some special reason I cannot sing right now. Today got some special reason, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, you can hear the song. You pretend you can lip sync also.
This thing,
Lip sync. Yeah.
Lips, not lips steam
Lip sync.
Lip sync.
I hear so wrong. Lip sync.
Okay, ready guys?
Zach, don't think so much, just relax.
Yeah, don't think so
I
much.
can see
Really,
already.
it's open conversation, okay?
If you need help, right, just tell.
Cues, what not, you need us to come in.
Yeah.
Do you want Toshi to be inside or you want me to be inside?
Okay.
Stephen Cook. Today. And second one. Yeah. Woo!
Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of After School Therapy. Today,
Yeah.
as usual, we have our co-hosts Stephen Lim and Kurt Tay and myself.
Stop. The mic, bro.
Hello.
Okay, it's okay. Let's do one more time. More audio for the intro, okay?
Okay.
More vocal, okay? Speak to the mic, that's okay?
Test 1, 2, 3.
Okay, very good. Cut.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Very good. Zach,
Testing 1, 2, 3.
one more time.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay, and ready.
Second one in the house, yo.
Yeah. Hey.
Ready? Yeah. You're disconnected. No way.
What's this favorite?
So after I introduce you all, we all can take it from there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Never mind. We'll just continue with the
Start from
Ask me a question.
back.
Actually, 跟你讲
Ah,
recently your hosting is so good.
Yeah.
Actually, I enjoy it very
okay.
well.
Thank you.
我真的我很喜欢这个video，就是
You need help, just talk to us behind camera.
Okay,
Okay.
let's start. After
Alright,
intro.
welcome back to another episode of After School Therapy. We've got Stephen Lim and Kurt Tay, our usual co-hosts, and myself, Zechariah Wong.
Yeah! After school therapy.
Yes.
It's been a long, 我讲 I'm blank Can we start again? Can
No, we'll cut out the part that you.
Yeah.
Never mind, it's raw, it's funny, it's okay.
What should I start from here? 不能讲啦
I know it.
Okay, I just say okay.
Maybe just say today we want to know more about
Okay.
it.
Can start now. Okay, you see
Yeah.
strange from the start.
Mm.
Zechariah always asks a lot of questions about you and me.
Yes,
Keep
correct.
asking the same questions about multiple times.
Yes.
I think today it's time for us to know more about Mr. Zechariah Wong.
Yes.
One of the producer actually.
Okay.
Thank you, 老板.
I believe when
You gotta talk to the microphone, man.
you ask for
Ask first.
You do
Ask
it.
first. How do you actually get into this entertainment industry?
Entertainment industry. I wouldn't say that Okay, you know what? How did we set up this YouTube channel? Is that your question?
Yeah, right.
How did I decide to do this? Okay,
Yes.
so I've got two very good friends. I don't know if they want their names revealed. One is Toshi, one is Zech.
Oh,
They're behind the camera right now. So one day they approached me and they asked if we should do something to or create a YouTube channel. And we didn't really know what the idea was at that time, but we wanted to do something YouTube related. I think because it has always been our passion to do videos, hang out and have fun. It's not about the money. It's not about making this a business. But I mean, if the opportunity comes, then it'll be great. But our idea going to this is to create a community, is to create fun and bring people together. And I think so far we are doing quite alright. And yeah, that's how this whole YouTube thing started. We reached out to Mr. Steven Lee Koko, reached out to Superstar Kurt Tay, and they agreed to join us, come on board, help support our channel. We'll take it one step at a time.
It's actually our big honor. You think so?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for hiring me.
So actually, you know them for very long,
Yeah, I know Toshi and Zech for quite some time. Zech has previous experiences also in the media industry. Toshi is a professional videographer, editor. He does a lot of camera work, a lot of things behind the camera. So I don't have any expertise on camera work, videography, whatever. So I became the host now.
So beside this so-called project of yours, what is your full-time job?
Okay, so regarding my full-time
Currently, I'm very curious that seriously.
Okay, so my title, my role is business development manager. I'm working for an SME company. Alright, so basically, what I do is sales lah. It's B2B sales, so business to business sales. I'm a salesperson lah, basically. So it gets very tiring because even after office hours also I got to put in some time, meet up with clients or stuff like that. I got to travel around. So it's a very interesting job. It's an eye opener for me.
Now I know why you're one of the main hosts. You gotta give of the gap. Actually, he's very eloquent. No?
Yeah, correct.
Can tell that it's a bit of a Jakarta the white banana.
I can't really do Chinese well.
Seriously?
Yeah, 我讲华语很难的。
Oh, sorry. Stick back to English, please. I cannot die anymore. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
The direction is that you want me to prompt to his password. You guys?
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah?
Yeah.
Anything.
Zech, you can say.
Because you want.
Zech, you can say as a start for what you have mentioned before. You thought about this idea, like Zech thought about this idea, how crazy it would be to bring influential people from Singapore together and make a podcast.
Okay, so do I restart the question?
You can start something along the lines of that.
Okay. So Peter just now you asked me a question already. I'm just going to answer now. Okay?
Yeah.
So how did we start this YouTube channel? So I got two friends, very good friends. They're behind the camera right now. One of them is Toshi, another one of them is Zech. There was one day, I think about maybe 6 months back, Zech came up with an idea for us. He was saying something along the lines of how crazy would it be to get all the influential people in Singapore to come into a studio and do a podcast together. So that's why we reached out to the both of you first, Steven Lee Koko and Kurt Tay, Superstar. So we appreciate that you guys are supporting us and helping us to get to newer heights now, and hope that in future there will be more people of influence to come down and participate in our podcast / entertainment show.
Actually, it's our very big honor.
Yeah.
Actually, they are, see, the three of you are my legit laopans. And the best part is that, okay, this one is in front of camera, right? The two of them behind the camera, they're actually all very handsome and gorgeous.
So,
I can swear by it. If I lie, I'll be wrong by Laurie.
Okay.
How old are you?
I swear, I送吧，你们全部很帅哎，对吗？
How old are you now?
How am I? I'm 26 this year.
26, okay.
Yes. No, shit, it's 2023. I'm 27.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, before you do this job full time,
Yeah.
just now
Yeah, we can
I
just continue.
okay, before you do this job, what do you do before this project and this career of yours?
Okay, so a bit more towards my personal life. I think this is something I'm no longer embarrassed about anymore. I came out from prison recently, so I was in prison for a couple of months, couple of weeks lah. I would say couple of weeks.
For actually what reason?
So in 2019, I was in a phase where I was gambling a lot. You know, I was owing friends, owing family, owing loan sharks. So I had a lot of debts, and then I just kept borrowing to gamble, so that you know in my mind it's chasing after my losses. So that was a very dark phase in my life. A lot of lessons were learned back then, but basically I committed a crime. My charge was CBT. So CBT stands for Criminal Breach of Trust. I can't talk about the company. I mean, it's on Google if you Google my name. But basically, I did a lot of wrong things. I took things that didn't belong to me because you know I was a completely different person back then. Then I was.
Oh, that's really awkward, yeah. Nice one, producer.
I was sentenced to 26 weeks in prison. That's about 6 months, but in total I only went in for I think 10 weeks. Then I came out earlier and I had a tagging around my leg.
Oh.
Yeah, so it means I had to stay home, like not leave my house.
For how long?
The tagging was about 2.5 months or so.
Okay.
Totally cannot step out of house at all.
I can step out between a period of time. They give me a timing every day, 3 hours.
And I'm very curious, how was prison life?
That was prison life. I think a lot of people have spoken about this. We even have a Netflix documentary.
No, I really want to hear from the horse mouth.
I speak about the first day you go in, you see fucking shits and all that.
When I went into prison, I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, I got a couple of friends in there, but nobody really goes into detail about what they're going to experience and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of my friends who come out, you know, they say it's no big deal because, you know, everyone wants to be man. They always say until like, oh, they had a tough time inside. Personally, I had a tough time inside, particularly for the first 10 days. Alright, because I think that time there was still COVID or something, so when you go in, you have to be quarantined alone in a cell. And that was what really got to my head, because when you're alone, surrounded by 4 walls, at that time I didn't have any books to read yet. In the first couple of days, they didn't give me any books. I didn't have an iPad to write letters or anything, so I had no mental stimulation. I would say I went a bit crazy, like in the sense that the first 24 hours I didn't have anyone to talk to. The only form of communication is when they give me my food. So 3 times a day they will serve you your food under the door. I will get to say thank you to whoever served me the food lah. So
will they say anything back to
they
you?
will just say or something like that lah.
So you're not allowed to use phone?
Allowed to use phone.
Yeah.
You can't bring your phone.
Can't bring phone inside.
Oh my god, cut pressure.
I really don't know.
It's not a chalet or what? Not chalet, no. Not holiday.
But yeah,
it's meant to let you know what have you done
yes,
wrong.
I feel like the system was designed for you to reflect, and to think about what you want to do in the future when you step out. So the first 48 hours was, I think, the worst, because on the second night I remember starting to hallucinate. I was trying to sleep, and it's so difficult to sleep in prison if you're not used to it, because you're taken from your bed and then you have to sleep on the floor immediately. There's no pillow or anything. You got to fold your t-shirt or whatever to make a pillow for yourself. And that was really uncomfortable to me.
Is the floor very cold?
It's like normal floor. Sometimes it's cold at night, but I think most of the time it's very hot because they have no fans in prison.
No fan?
Yeah, there's I would say there are no fans at all. Maybe they have like a ventilation system somewhere, but you can't feel any wind blowing. So even when you're sleeping at night, you sweat a lot.
Wow.
I thought you were asking the wrong question. No aircon lah. Oh, jialat sia. They so scary sia. No fan, no aircon lah.
Yeah, so it was really
uncomfortable.
I knew I was going to lose my mind. I think I have a very weak mind, like in the sense that I get bored very easily. So I got very restless, and then I started trying to think of things to do. Exercise a bit, and then after that I started. There were ants on the floor. There were small cockroaches as well. So I will put the cockroaches inside. They'll give me a box lah. That box is where you keep your stuff like books and toothbrush or whatnot. So So I'll keep the cockroaches or the ants, whatever insect I can find inside the box, and I'll just see them run around. And that's my mental stimulation lah.
Oh, the real ants and cockroaches.
Yeah.
Oh, you put them in the box and see them run.
Yeah, it's not the real, the kind of normal cockroach we see in Singapore. It's a very small, mini, just very little insect lah.
That's what we call.
unhygienic.
That's what we call 苦中作乐.
But when you're really losing your mind, you want to do whatever.
No, I mean the place is so
Yes,
unhygienic.
yes.
No, actually, it's hygienic when you have cellmates who, they always wash the floor together, which is quite common in prison.
Okay.
I'll start talking about the people that I've met inside. So, after my first 10 days of quarantine, I was moved to this, I think you all understand it as general population, where you move into a cell with other people. My cell had 3 other guys, and I grew to become very close with them, and then that's when I started learning that people in prison are actually either really smart or really creative, because there's a lot of things that we've done in the cell to keep our morale high, and we play games with each other, we talk to each other about life, I get to understand a lot of things. And I think there's this stereotype that a lot of people who are in prison are bad people. To me, I believe that nobody is bad until they've proven themselves to be. Everyone else has just made bad decisions, right? So I met a lot of good people inside, a lot of kind people, a lot of people who will help you out. And I think one of the best way to describe it is, you all know what is 讲义气. Yeah, so how to tell whether someone is real to you or not is whether they will 讲义气lah. And then there's a lot of way to see in prison lah. There are a few things that I can't talk about. I can't talk about why they are creative people, because some of the things are not really legal lah. And when we've done it.
Oh, you 3 or 4 person, are you still on the floor? They could provide the bed.
No, there's no bed in prison.
No bed on
There's no bed. You have a straw mat lah.
Oh, straw mat.
But nobody really uses that lah.
Oh,
You just
okay.
straight away sleep on the floor. So yeah, it was an eye opener. It was an experience. I read a lot of books inside. I met people that I met people inside who are helping me in my life right now. For example, okay lah, I'll take that. I can't say that because it's P and C. But yeah, I'm very grateful to have gone into prison, because I learned a couple of lessons in there, and I made a few connections that are really good for me lah. So I have no regrets at all, and I feel like if I did not get caught and I did not go to prison, I probably wouldn't be where I am today, which I think is in a much better place. Yeah.
So in the prison, like, body have to do like exercise together.
So that really depends on you. Some people, they will just sleep through the.
Oh, it depends on you. It's not that they have to ask
Yes.
everybody together. No.
Yes, but the cell that I'm in, we typically will have a schedule where we wake up at a particular time, eat our breakfast together, like 团圆饭like that. We all sit down and eat together. After eat together, the next thing to do on our schedule will be to exercise. So exercise together, then the floor will have sweat and all that.
Yeah.
After exercise, we will clean the floor.
So exercise is compulsory, or you can on site want to do?
It's not compulsory.
Not compulsory.
It depends whether you want to do or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, a lot of different types of exercise. We are very creative with the exercise as well. Yeah.
Is it the same as army got standby day? You have that in the
Okay,
You don't wait,
standby.
okay,
Standby
there
rotation.
will be cell checks where randomly once in a while officers will come in and check whether there are any contraband items. For example, people keep stapler, bullet, for whatever reason, or they go and make their own hooks to pin on the wall, just to hang clothes. So once in a while the officers will come. And I also want to add in that the prison officers in Singapore are typically very nice. They are very nice kind of people who, at least from my experience, they sympathize with your situation. They don't try to abuse their power, like how you see in those American shows. I think that's really interesting.
But how do you hand your goods?
I think each person is allocated 1 or 2 hooks.
Or have to provide that?
Yeah, so they will provide hooks where you can hang your.
Can I actually ask a curious question? Because I see on TV, you say that when you're in a prison, right, you are not allowed to wear underwear.
Yeah, we do not have underwear in prison.
Cannot wear underwear.
It's not cannot, it's don't have.
Don't have lah.
Yeah, don't have.
Also, it means that you cannot ask your family members to pay.
No lah, you just can't wear lor.
Can't do. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. There's a reason for it. I can't remember what's the
I
reason.
know they say what, scared you will keep something inside.
Something like that lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So So yeah, eye opener for me. But once I got out, I was actually really depressed because halfway through my sentence, my mom wrote into me and said, you know, my name is all over the news. They wrote a news article about me and the crime that I committed. And it was really embarrassing for me. Like it's a very embarrassing thing for me. I thought I would never be able to find a job or face anybody in the future. But somehow, I think I was really blessed because I landed myself a great job. I'm working with really lovely people. I'm making a decent salary, and I'm not as ashamed as I was back then anymore because I've learned to own my past. I know that okay, this person that I was back then was a piece of shit. I was a piece of shit to my family, to my friends, to everyone around me because I was so selfish. I was just chasing after money. But since then, I think I've grown a lot, and now that I look back, I'm not really embarrassed anymore. I just have a few regrets lah. Yeah, I'm not embarrassed because I tell myself, you know what? If anyone's gonna laugh at me because of what I did before or who I was, then so be it. Because that was really who I am. But if they don't know how to appreciate what I have to offer now as a person, then that's fine with me too. But I'm still trying my best lah.
So during that time, are you attached? Do you have a girlfriend when you were?
I had a girlfriend during that time. But,
Do you still have a girlfriend now?
no, I'm single now.
Oh, what's the main reason for the breakup?
It has nothing to do with whatever I've been through life. I think it's a compatibility issue. Yeah. But it's fine, it's all good.
Actually, do you think that he's so brave to share his story online?
Yes.
You are very brave there.
Yes.
Actually, I really admire your courage.
Mm.
A big respect for you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I-
But seriously, as your senior, I still think that you need to reflect on what you have done before. After you have got your so-called punishment, okay, you grow stronger. Yeah, you should know, people in this room, we all love you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not only handsome, you got long legs, you're very tall. Yeah, and you're ready to have a new brand of life.
Yes, that's what I'm shooting for every day. I wake up and I tell myself, you know what, let's do it.
So after your prison, right, then you got a job for the business development manager then.
Yes.
And because you got the qualification, something like that.
Yes, so I studied. Okay, my qualification has nothing to do with my current job.
Oh,
Sorry,
I
stop,
got
sorry,
my
stop,
current
stop,
job.
stop. Just now, Kurt, speak in the mic.
What? Testing.
Okay, can. Okay, continue. Wait. We continue.
I'll continue.
Yeah.
Okay, no song already.
No
Sorry.
song?
Hello.
Can I check? Just double check first. Sorry.
Can I have the bit first?
It's not with me.
Can check Kurt's channel. Check. Can? Is it
Again, yeah, it's working.
Okay.
Can.
What happened? No.
Wait, I need a hit from the vape. I'm very stressed. Steven, where's your date later?
MBS.
Oh, you always go MBS, huh? Enjoying life, my friend.
Okay.
Sometimes no choice, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I hit, you see the other angle. Which angle you want? You see this? This one?
Okay. Why you do the live event now? Huh?
They will have a.
What?
Why you do live event?
What like
They will have
You want to keep it a secret?
Huh?
You want to keep it a secret?
No, I said this
Yeah, you're not live now.
Just now we already said what. No, then you all suddenly go and do.
Yeah, so I
Now we're live.
Don't care that.
Oh my God, we're live.
Oh, it's live.
Oh my
I
God.
thought it's not live, it's live.
What is it?
Share. Follow. All follow the stream now. 有多少人 ？Mr. Z， 有多少人 producer？
57。
Follow。
诶，刚才不是用我的那个台报来？
What are you looking for?
Changing
Dude, when you all do live and then you all want to show episode, it's a totally different vibe already.
Yeah. You see, no, that's why we never tell you all.
Yeah, bro, it's so fucking obvious. I saw it from the first time you all started shooting. Wait, oh fuck, I cannot find my date here. Okay, where are we?
Oh, about the job.
You
Oh,
want
you
to
get a
like?
job. Okay.
Is the mic everything settled?
Speak.
Yes, testing 1, 2, 3.
Cut.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Test, 1, 1.
Yes, good, good. Okay.
Okay, Kurt, what was your question?
Well, question is, how do you get the job after you come out from prison?
Okay, so you are asking about qualifications also?
Yeah. You have a qualification, that's why you got the job?
No, okay, my job was, my current job is unrelated to my qualifications lah. It's, I studied until poly, I got a diploma, same school as you, right, Steven?
Yes, I
NYP.
am.
I was from NYP, I did aerospace engineering.
Okay.
I was
My
from
current job-
marketing.
Yeah, my current job has nothing to do with engineering. I got it through networking lah. So I made a couple of good friends and that's how I got the opportunity. So I'm really blessed. I'm really lucky to be given this second chance. Yeah.
But can I ask about your income? Is it confidential?
My income is, I will not say it's confidential, but it is not fixed.
Not
Because
fixed?
it's sales man.
Oh, okay, so you don't have a fixed salary.
I don't-
You don't have a monthly salary for your current job?
I have a
Basic.
base lah, a basic.
Oh,
which is
basic, good.
The most minimum, but then the sales is what really keeps me afloat lah. The sales can go really high.
Oh,
I recently just joined only, it has been what, 3-4 months. So I'm not looking at super skyrocket high now. I think I'm making an average normal income.
What do you sell?
What do I sell? I
Yeah.
sell I'm in the electronic device industry lah.
Okay.
That's all I can say for now.
Samsung, Apple.
the basic salary is at least how much?
The basic is the most minimum. I think Singapore minimum is how much?
Okay.
2.5.
Somewhere there lah.
Okay, so usually like you can hit really high.
Yeah, there's no limit lah.
Yeah,
So if
but
I do really
what's the
well,
highest that you have reached?
I said I haven't joined for long. I only started for 3-4 months. I haven't even looked at how much commission I can bring in yet because I just finished my probation period
Oh,
at the
okay.
job. So
Yeah.
But I got one question now.
yes.
You, so sorry, no offense, you have been in prison before.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the questions I like to ask is that, do you have difficulties in finding a job?
Do I have
Will people give you, will employers, potential employers give you the legit second chance?
Legit second chance. I think that really depends on the bosses of companies lah. It's like some people they don't want to be associated with criminals, or some people they think it will bring a bad name to their company if they hire ex-criminals lah. People who have been in prison. So for me, I haven't struggled with that yet because the first job that I applied for, I proved to them what I can bring on board lah, and I proved myself, so I got the job. I haven't faced a situation where I tried to apply for something and then I got rejected because of my criminal record. But I feel like if I actually go out there and I apply, maybe 9 out of 10 companies will reject me lah. Yeah, because of my case lah.
So you have any kind advices for the mass public?
Okay, advice for mass public, I would say, I think just keep on living about your life. Don't be put down because of maybe your past or some of the mistakes you made before. Because for me, I think my mistake is something that is really huge and really embarrassing. But somehow I still managed to find a way, to get back on my feet. Even on days when I thought that my whole life is over, I'm never gonna get somewhere anymore. Somehow I still made it. So yeah, it's very cliche, but don't give up. Just keep doing you, keep doing whatever you're doing. Yeah, and I believe you'll get there someday lah.
Proud of you. You are a strong warrior. Good, kudos. Never like this, right, bros? Oh my god. Good,
Okay. Yeah.
So your current job, you have to work 6 days a week?
It's a 5 days a week job, but cause like I said, my job depends on the sales that I bring in. So it could be 6 days, it could be 7 days as well, depending how hard I want to work. Whether I want to go out there, I want to meet.
So it's own self, own target.
You could say so.
Okay.
Full time, full target. Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't know question, we can answer.
Okay, we try to backtrack even more during secondary school days, since you spoke about prison, right?
Yeah.
Okay, did you speak about the shit that you see, like the shapes in the first day? Can you touch on that?
What shit?
Back to the prison,
Okay.
first day when you go in, explain the situation. I'll edit, okay, make it
So-
logical.
Like I was saying, right, the first 48 hours for me inside was terrible. And the second night, I hallucinated. I started seeing things because, like I said, it's very difficult to sleep, right? So whenever I sleep, I'll wake up every 10 minutes, every 20 minutes. We don't have a clock inside, by the way. You can't tell the time. You can only tell the time from whether the sky is bright or dark, or
What
whether
about toilet? If you wake up, want to go toilet?
toilet is beside.
That's beside you, okay.
Yeah, it's beside wherever you're sleeping, lah. So another way to tell the time is when they serve you your breakfast or your lunch or your dinner. You can tell, okay, this is what time, what time, what time. So for me, when I was sleeping, I felt like it was every 10 minutes I was waking up. Then there was one time in the middle of the night, it felt like it was 3-4 a.m. to me. When I woke up and then I turned to the side, I suddenly saw different shapes like triangle, square, circle, and they were like glowing shapes, very small little shapes just hopping around in front of me. And somehow I knew that these shapes had names. For example, the square is called John, the triangle is called Mary, something like that. I can't remember their names, but I knew their names.
Oh my God.
I don't know if it was a dream, but it felt pretty real to me. That was when I knew, something is going on and I'm losing my mind or something.
Maybe it's too stressed or so sometimes inside.
Yeah, so that was the first time I ever hallucinated other than that, there was also one other incident where I opened my eyes and I saw like a baby T-Rex just floating around.
Ooh.
Like a dinosaur, in a dinosaur shape.
What's the name of the T-Rex?
That one no name. I just saw a shape floating then I just closed my eyes and went back to sleep. It was pretty freaky.
Just like suddenly turn around. Doraemon.
Doraemon, right?
So, cute.
Maybe if I bring you guys back to the start of my childhood, I think I was brought up by a very loving family. I'm very blessed. I have a very loving and supportive family. I think that's why I took things for granted. I lived a pretty comfortable childhood. My family is not very rich. We are just very comfortable, and I think somehow I also took that for granted. In secondary school, I hung around the wrong crowd. I always tried to be this person that is. I think I attracted a lot of attention back then by being a naughty boy. So I was quite a naughty boy in secondary school. I had piercings everywhere. I dyed my hair. The YP is what they call it. I expanded my earlobes where you can put like 50-cent coin and stuff. Your earlobes will expand.
Okay. Whoa, you have that?
Yeah, but now.
You shrunk back already?
I shrunk back.
You were shrunk back?
Yeah.
Oh. Then do you have Ampong?
Just this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but so in secondary school I was very naughty. I would go out with my friends, we would skip school, they call it contact school.
Yes.
And you all know, right?
Yeah.
So we'll skip school together, we'll go hang out around void decks, we'll smoke in our school uniform.
You know about like fighting?
Yeah, there were a lot of fights back in. Because I came from a boys' school.
Oh.
So there were quite a bit of fights.
Fighting with other gang?
Within our school also got, other school also got. So yeah, back then I thought all this was super cool, I will be very respected, some stuff like that. Joined gangs as well when I was very young. In the name of brotherhood and stuff like that.
So the time you were in school, right? You join gang fighting, right? That time never get caught by police or something.
There were times we got caught. I got a lot of school canings. It wasn't public caning, it was caning like in the office.
But what about police?
There were a few police records also. When we were younger, you got, like for example, I went to someone's funeral with a couple of my friends in school uniform, so we all skipped school together. Then I think the police, I don't know is it CID or whatever, some police came to get all of us back inside a van and then drove us back to school. Where we met with the discipline master. So there were a few cases of police here and there, but then I think because we were all very young, all these are not taken very seriously. It's not going to leave a stain on the record.
So that means due to your age, the police like don't like.
Depending on the nature of your crime, I guess. I don't really know how it works. But if it's like, illegal gathering, or you are supposed to be in school but you're not in school, this kind of thing is not very serious.
What about fighting? Fighting policemen like
Fighting, I think it also depends how serious the fight is. Yeah. So I spent my secondary school being a little devil. I was giving my parents a lot of headache.
The parents told that you joined gang.
I don't think so, but I was giving them a lot of headache, making them cry a lot. Just because I always go home very late, I always skip school. I never go and study.
You got brothers and sisters?
I have a younger sister.
Younger sister, okay.
Yeah. One fun fact is that I was from the express stream, Sec 1 and Sec 2. Then because all my friends were in the NA stream, I purposely go and fail my exams.
Purposely.
Just so I will be like in the same stream, same class with them. And then it actually happened. So Sec 3, I went from being in express to normal academic.
But purposely one.
Yeah, I just didn't study lah.
But actually, you can study well. Then why not you like? Why can't you?
Because to me that wasn't cool. That wasn't what I didn't think of my future at that time. All I cared about was having fun with my friends.
But I mean that you see, they also got other students who like maybe they like to study Taiwan. Why you never mix around with them?
Because they're not cool lah.
They're not cool. Okay.
That was what I thought back then lah.
Oh, okay.
That was what I thought back then.
I see.
Like all the fun people were in normal academic.
Oh.
In my experience.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So after that, my mom, she was so disappointed. She cried and all that kind of stuff. Blah 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 blah. So I just continued being a havoc through Sec 3 and Sec 4 until maybe the middle of Sec 4. I had a talk with my mom lah, and she was crying as usual. I don't know what was the difference between that particular conversation compared to all the conversations that we've had before, but I snapped out of it. I told her, I will study, I will get good grades for you. So, and that's what I did for the next 2 to 3 months before my N levels, because I was taking N levels at that time. I just completely stopped hanging out with my friends. I studied every day. After school, I will go home, I'll open the books, I'll study. And then in the end, I think I got pretty good results for my N levels. I think it's top 10% in Singapore.
Ooh.
So they enrolled me into this program where I don't have to take O levels, I can straight away go to poly.
So that means you are like leaving them at this school of friends.
That means the results more than good, more than excellent. 10%, you mentioned 10%, right?
Yeah, it's 1 digit lah.
Wow!
But yeah, I think it's a fun story.
So in the end, you get a diploma?
Yeah, I got my diploma after that.
He's my junior, I'm his senior.
Yeah, same school.
But I'm the first batch of the new campus.
Yeah, he was the best.
How would you?
So yeah.
I can answer it.
Okay. You guys got any more questions for me?
Highlights of his life.
No, that any questions?
So may I know what will be your aspiration? What do you want to expect in the future? Okay, so can you do it again? Sorry.
Sure.
Okay. okay. May I know what will be your aspiration? How do you see yourself? Maybe like 5 years, 10 years down the road. What will you be doing?
Okay. To me personally, my end goal in life, everyone wants to drive nice cars, wants to have a lot of money. Same for me. I want to have a nice car in the future. Maybe I'm not so greedy. I just want to live a comfortable life. I want to live a comfortable life where I don't have to worry about time, money, and all that kind of stuff. So comfortable in the sense that I'm financially secure. If you ask me about passion, I've always since young wanted to do something F&B related, like maybe open my own cafe, my own bar, my own bistro. So I don't have a very solidified plan, but what I do know is that if I'm capable of starting my own F&B company someday, that is what I want to do. Because I love it when I cook for people or when I serve people their food and they are very happy about it, and I see the smile on their faces. It makes me really happy lah.
So are you planning like maybe you want to one day get married, like kids or something?
Yeah, of course. I love children.
Yeah.
I love being around children. Whether it's my
Anyways, this show is actually more or less about you. Okay. What kind of girls you are looking for?
Yeah.
Always ask about me, about you.
What type of girls?
What kind of girls you're looking for? Since you are single and very available at the moment.
What kind of girls you?
to
Are you looking for a relationship at the moment? Or you mind?
I'm not looking particularly for a relationship lah. I think right now I'm at a point in my life where I'm more focused on myself. So I really find that I have very little time for social connections or stuff like that because I just want to spend the next at least 1 to 3 years just working on my career. And whatever time I can pour into my job, I'll pour into it. Whatever time I can pour into this channel, I'll pour into it. So it leaves me very little social time to mingle around with other people. But with that said, if it happens that some girl comes along and we vibe or whatever, I don't see why not lah. But I'm not particularly looking for anything lah.
And same question is that what kind of girls attracts you?
What kind of girls attract me?
Yeah. What kind of girls are you looking for?
Okay, if we are being honest, I think since young I've always been attracted to those kind of girls that look a bit alien kind, but not really alien.
Oh.
It's just maybe the makeup.
Do you guys know? Do you guys know? Really?
Yeah.
They say you don't know.
Like, okay, what I mean by alien is, okay, like, alien is it's not a very nice word. Let me change that. I like
Ratchet.
kind of girls that not ratchet lah.
What is that? Richard?
Ratchet.
Ratchet is something like how do I explain ratchet? Skimpy.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Basically, I guess you could say.
You mean skimpy or kinky?
No lah. When it comes to looks, I prefer those know how to take care of themselves one lah. They'll put makeup, not a lot of makeup.
Oh.
But they'll put the right amount of makeup. They'll dress nice. Maybe the sexier the better.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I don't really have a particular type. I feel like most importantly, a lot of people will always say lah, the heart good can really. But for me, is whether we communicate well. So I think communication.
So the appearance doesn't matter lah.
Let's be honest, it matters.
You say it matters really.
Matters really.
Come
A
on.
bit like fat okay.
Can.
Good thing you're asking for yourself.
Yeah, but he say must be sexy.
Must be sexy. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, don't have to be sexy.
Huh? Don't have to be sexy,
You're asking for a preference.
Oh.
So that is, that is a preference lah. But I mean, even if they don't look super hot like that, then but we can vibe, we can communicate, we can laugh about the same things. I think that's what is really important.
So actually, normal guys and normal girls, they're actually looking for the same thing. They're looking for a bit of badness in a girl, in a person. They say what? 男人不坏，女人不爱。女人不坏，男人也不爱。
One important question: the girlfriend you're looking for, what? Maximum age how much? Minimum age how much?
Okay, so I'm not looking for a girlfriend now.
Yeah,
But honestly, I don't really care.
No, we can doesn't matter.
Lady could be when it comes to being older than me lah. Younger, of course, maybe
Any age?
4 years is the lowest I'll go.
4 years?
4 years?
I've had an
Oh yeah. 4 years younger than you.
27,
4 years,
23, I think it's okay.
What about the maximum?
Maximum, maybe 10 to 15 years.
10 to 15 years older than you also okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, to the extent, Ayi, I don't want to work anymore.
No lah, it's not that lah. But yeah, I really don't have a preference lah. So the main thing that I always look at is communication. Whether we
Yes, it's the main thing.
Okay.
Then for your case,
What?
how's the communication between you and your wife?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how's marriage life?
Your wife is Vietnamese, is it?
Yeah, correct.
So does she speak English?
No, she doesn't speak English now. She speaks Chinese.
Chinese?
I teach her Chinese. I mean, when she came to Singapore, she Chinese also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So your daughter's language, first language will be Chinese. You all will teach her Chinese, is it?
Yeah. We'll teach her Chinese and English lah. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I think the English you leave it to the school to teach lah.
Yeah, like my son now he knows English also.
Okay.
Hey, any.
Okay.
Let's do outro.
Okay. Shit, what do I usually say?
Thanks for listening to me about.
How about Steven do the outro?
It's very interesting to hear Zachariah's story.
Alright, Steven do the outro.
Zachary is it?
Zachariah.
Change already? Not Zachary.
I'll just say Zach. I'll just say Zach.
Zach.
Oh. Okay, can try.
And then after that, say already, right? Then after that, you all plug your own social network, social media.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for watching.
Can keep trying, no worries.
Okay,
Let's go.
can try out.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching today's episode of After School Therapy. And it's very interesting to hear Zech Zech's story. Yes, truthfully, very brave of you to share your past,
Alright.
your experiences
Okay.
to us and the audience. Maybe you want to share your social media with the audience, please? You!
For me, just follow After School Therapy. Our link is in our bio. Everything's up there. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok.
And for me, to follow my various platform at Steven Kokok Official. And you can cut.
Just follow me on YouTube, Kurt Tay, K-U-R-T, spacing T-A-Y.
Great. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next episode. Bye bye.
Okay, guys, everybody stay there. We're gonna do one more episode. Me and Toshi will be in front of camera with you all.
Okay, what are we going to talk about?
Anything?
Okay, let's do something more spicier. Pretend. Okay, introduce me as a hater. Okay, I'm hater of Steven Lim and Kurt Tay, right? Then this is a confrontation. So this video will be a bit more spicier.
Okay.
Right? Are you ready for that?
But
Can
everyone knows you are the producers, right?
Maybe I can cut my name out or something like that.
You sure you'll do that to yourself?
No, but you're actually trying to be like haters, huh?
We invited someone from the internet over.
But I think a lot of people will know that you are actually people behind the camera.
I don't think you should be a hater though.
Don't be a hater lah. We'll invite real haters lah.
Real haters.
Next time, man.
If you are gonna act as a hater, right, I think it's gonna be very fake instead of being raw.
Okay, anyway, this we're just trying.
Okay.
We might not post this episode. So you see how it
Okay,
goes
okay,
first.
okay. We just
You don't take so much.
Without a team, right?
Yeah, just trying out.
Cause it's really.
So what are we gonna talk about?
Anything other than you want to ask us questions, we can ask you questions.
Okay.
We can even put this. Honestly, we can put this in the same episode as the one that I'm talking about because you are my friend.
Okay.
See how it goes lah.
Okay. Okay, let's begin.
See that?
You see in between that.
Do I have to do the intro again? Hey, don't you sit between them ah?
I'm making that up.
So I'm gonna do the welcome back to another episode.
No, just
Say
the
the
one.
one.
Yeah, just
Casual lah.
just casual.
Is that?
Back.
Okay, ready? All recording.
What? So we're doing the intro again.
Yeah, maybe it's another episode. We never know, right? So we just try.
So what are you guys gonna play? This one is the first one.
What do you want to take?
Another one.
Don't take my question.
Okay, maybe we have to share one mic. Maybe your mic. Then I'll say something. Okay.
You take the mic. I still use the mic.
You put it like that. You don't lose it. Put on mute. Later you
Okay.
forget again. I'll play the recorder.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
I hit the fruit. I hit the recorder. I stopped the recording. The recorder. Wow, 你吓了一下，好拼咩这个 ？Yeah.
Have the mic.
Yes.
Welcome back to another episode of After School Therapy. Today we have Steven Lim.
Yes, let's do the call.
We have
Hello.
Toshi.
Yeah, Toshi.
We have Kurt Tay.
Kurt.
Myself, Zech.
Zech
and
Zech.
Zech as well.
Zech.
So Zech and Toshi. Toshi and Zech are my personal friends. We are what started this company. We are the people who started this YouTube channel together.
Maybe we start off as friends, just friends.
Friends.
Then we still got some leeway to play.
Alright,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna start the introduction again. Okay. So after I introduce you all have like some time say oh blah blah blah. So today we have Steven Lim,
Hello, I'm Steven Koko.
we have Toshi,
Toshi.
Kurt Tay,
Hello.
Kurt.
and myself Zech,
Zech.
and the last person will be Zech as well.
Zech.
Alright, Alright, so Toshi and Zech are my personal friends. We've invited them to be on the camera today. Just to hang out, have fun conversations, just to chill.
Yeah, this is my first time on camera. So, do we do an introduction? Maybe Zech, you want to start first, or do you want me to start first?
Okay.
So you start first.
Yeah, this is gonna be so awkward.
Actually, all the producers can really talk.
Okay.
They should be.
How about you introduce me?
They should be one of the hosts.
How about you try introduce me?
Okay, well, what I know about you lah.
Yes.
Okay, you're one handsome guy.
Of
Okay,
course, of course.
you're not super big, but you're very handsome.
What do you mean by big?
Inside.
Not very tall.
Okay.
Not very tall. But I think that you look buff. You're in good shape. You maintain yourself,
Yes.
and you are definitely half blood.
Half blood?
Half Japanese blood. I'm joking. Oh, I'm saying. I know.
Why
You are
so-
half Japanese.
Is it because I'm sitting beside you, that's why you're nervous?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Yes,
saying.
You just come down first. Okay?
Because you're one of the producers.
Yeah. What do you think of me? What do you think?
Really handsome, really. It's not joking. Maybe.
You like
Huh? No.
if 200k you Nazi already you want a Nazi.
200k, anybody also can. Cannot work,
But then if it's Kukuba,
Anybody also can. For money, can.
Okay, let's bring it down to 50k.
50k can.
50k.
Can lah.
50k.
Steven's lips shivering.
No, I'm totally straight. Seriously.
Hold on,
Scared to answer.
100k.
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 Minimum 100.
50k you won't.
Must think.
Must think but you will do lah.
Maybe I don't know.
You must think in front of camera like I must think.
What is this your line?
50k, a bit less. Yeah.
A bit lesser.
Yeah, a bit less.
$10.
No, that's question. Okay,
Yeah.
right. So I'm Toshi, and I'm hungry. Okay. Okay.
It's a SG Dragon.
Okay, no. Let's start with you.
G Dragon from Taobao.
Okay.
That's very funny. That's
Zech, tell us more about yourself.
I'm Zech.
Oh, so original.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
I'm Zech. I'm from Singapore.
Okay,
Also very hungry.
Yeah, I'm Toshi. I am an artist, and I am a visionary. I do lots of things.
Multi-director.
Yeah, I'm multi-talented.
So
I'm
hyphenated man.
multi-faceted. I'm multi-hyphenated. Multidisciplinary, and I'm multi everything, man.
Will you say you're a philanthropist?
I am, of course, a philanthropist. I would go to Lucky Plaza sometimes, and there will be kids asking me to donate. I will always donate a lot of my money.
How much is the?
$2.
No, that time you told me $3.
$3.
$2
Sometimes $3. Okay.
I don't know why you have money to do something.
So I'm a visionary. I'm an artist. Occasionally I do some. I'm a scientist sometimes. I am a philanthropist, hyphenated man, multi-hyphenated man, visionary, and yeah.
And very handsome.
and very handsome.
Yeah.
Okay, seriously,
I'm a fashion
the first
designer.
time I see in person, okay, as I mentioned, you're not very big, not very tall, no offense, but you are freaking handsome. You know,
Okay, stop flattering me.
I'm not joking, I sumpah, if I lie to you, if I lie, right, I become my lorry, okay, your looks, right,
Thank you so
can get guys and girls easily.
Right.
I feel very left out. Like, they don't compliment me.
Okay. let's. What are your thoughts about Zech?
You must.
Okay, for Zech Zech Zech, okay, I'm one of the producer. You are tall, your face don't look like Japanese. Your face look like Korean Korean star. Okay, yeah. You are still very handsome.
But not as handsome as you.
But seriously, among the five of us, right? Who is the most handsome one?
You are.
No, you're the most.
I thought you're the best.
You think so, right? He's the most cute one, miniature, like very SQ one. SQ. Girls will think, oh, cute boy,
Okay, you like cute stuff,
cute boy.
okay?
What?
You like cute stuff, like cute stuff.
Cute
And for Zech, Zech,
Wait.
for Zachary.
He said Toshi look like Japanese, right? He
You are
look
half
like
Japanese blood, right?
Yeah.
That is a real half Japanese blood.
You say he looks like Korean.
You look Korean?
Yeah, I
Korean
look
boxer.
like
No. You look like from.
Malaysia. Hey, why are you laughing about Malaysia?
Hey.
Oh!
I see your face.
Stop feeling sorry, man.
You look like from. Let me see.
Don't eat lah, don't eat.
From Vietnam.
I swear you're not gonna come by me.
No, seriously. If you are born in Vietnam, right? Trust me, all the girls and guys will go to you one. You're 1.87 there. 1.87, right?
1.84.
Oh, that's very tall. That's very tall.
Person right is you.
No, I'm 179.
Oh, he's the tallest one.
No, 184 is very tall already. When I was younger, I told myself, when I grow up, I want to be more than 180, 183, 184. But he 184 I'm only managed 180. Oh my
Very tall
god.
also not good lah.
Height is very
Yo,
important, right?
height is very important. No, you must understand. God is always fair.
Oh shit!
No, seriously, you're not very tall, but your face, oh my god, do you ever look at the mirror? Do you ever look at the mirror? Oh my god.
Okay,
Do you have that at the moment?
no. Let's talk about Zach.
What about me? Which Zech? There's two Zech.
No, you, of course, it's you.
Okay, the one that
give some
when you
introduction.
ask them talk about me, right? You should have divert back the attention to you.
I think Steven has a crush on you lah.
No. Seriously, I'm very strict. Seriously, totally strict. I like girls.
One thing we all have in common is that we are students of the Stephen Lim class.
Oh
We
yeah.
should talk more about that.
Did someone just?
No, I thought someone told you.
Yeah, it's someone, maybe, I don't know what time is it. It's, okay. No, okay. No worries. So, right now.
Hello.
No, it's fine.
Maybe.
Don't
Pussycat. Okay, never let's care of that. Pussycat or pussy dog. Oh my god! Oh hi. Really got people knocking it
Okay,
out.
so we are all students of the class.
Yes.
You want to talk more about your class. So maybe we might be we might overrun by a bit, but I believe if we talk more about your class, we can overrun a bit more, right?
Okay.
Let's talk more about your class.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what should I say?
Yeah, I mean, right,
Say anything like.
yeah, anything.
Okay. Oh, a bit shy at the moment.
Okay.
Then why you wearing shades today?
Huh?
Very curious.
When I grow up, I also want to be like
You
Kurt.
should wear your shades.
Yeah, you should wear your shades also.
So we want to go so far.
Why? Handsome sex don't wear shades too.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's redo the introduction, maybe a bit more with Zach. Let's
Like, I'm supposed to talk about myself.
a bit
Yes.
more
I'm Zech.
entrepreneur.
Anyway, I'm really blank.
I see my brain also blank also.
No, like,
Like,
you don't flirt with me, you obviously like pushing more.
I mean-
No!
How can bullshit me when you talk about me? They should move the direction, go back there again.
No, you are Korean pop star, no. I mean, okay, like,
Let's say we are in your class right now, right? But you have to keep up one person.
Oh shit. Okay.
seriously, I love you guys too much.
Yes, but who will you
You have to.
Seriously, you
No,
guys.
it's always like that. The question is, you have to tell us what to do.
You cannot.
One thing, I am very touched, very 感动.
He's trying to copy you.
This is your only one.
Okay, I'm very touched that they actually, three of you actually come and support and join my class for fitness and dancing and also our beloved kickboxing
Who
as
you
well.
gonna kick? Who you gonna kick?
Seriously, if I have no choice, right,
Yeah.
I will kick myself out of the room.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Seriously, come on.
You have to choose one of us to keep.
As you mentioned, don't burn the bridges.
Yeah, but burning bridges.
Yeah.
It's like the game we play shoot shack every
Yeah,
remember?
we will.
When the guests last week they come and then they will say who they wanna.
I should shut Mary. I will do Mary.
Seriously,
Funny man.
I'm not kidding. You guys are very nice. You come for my classes, I feel appreciated.
Okay. So maybe we introduce every self-introduction with everyone here. Then we move on to something else. Okay, maybe you can start first. Maybe self-introduction.
What?
I don't know.
I introduce myself very
Yeah,
kindly.
maybe some ideas for that or something.
Maybe you can say I got meet Zech before Sunday City.
Yes. Okay. The first time. Is it the first time?
Zach, come back here.
Wait. Yeah.
Hey, you gotta take the mic because Kurt is gonna talk about you.
Yeah, and the first time and the first time I met you, because I need to say my student's number. I said number. I have a number already in mind inside my handphone. That means that we definitely meet before. But can you just remind me?
Stop spitting saliva. Stop.
Can you tell me where have I met you before? Seriously?
I don't think I've done it before, honestly.
How come I have your number inside my handphone?
Maybe it's predestined.
Please tell me what thing.
Like the gods.
You are meant to meet.
Yeah, we are meant to
We're
meet.
meant to meet. It's all failure. It's all pre-planned by someone out there.
Steven getting a bit hard already.
Huh? No, I'm really strong. 真的。
What were we gonna say just now?
Zech Zech, are you angry over something?
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
actually very curious.
I love all
You
of you
can see
very
his
much.
face.
No offense.
No, it's okay. I feel like I put my face down on camera, then like.
You want
No, wait. You talk about me, then suddenly the attention divert to Toshi. I don't feel appreciated lah.
No.
And just now when
you totally wrong me.
no,
Seriously.
it's fine.
Then just now I ask you to choose like who you kick, then you say like obviously I know it's me already.
Yeah,
Then you
it's
say
very
like,
obvious.
you kick yourself.
It's very obvious that it's
How
him
about you?
because
Oh,
you
seriously.
can looking at him.
Your
you say
acting is
who will-
another level. I know that you're joking. Please. Yeah.
人在做天在看。
人在做天在看。
KNNCCD。
人在做天在看 right is my favorite 口头禅。
Yeah, it's the same one right. 你们背我，赶紧拿我站起来，人在做天在看。
That's you. If you forgot.
Of course, I never forgot. Actually, I got met Zech many years ago.
Yeah.
So that was how long?
When you
5 years ago.
when you
Grinder
was-
right?
when you was like-
Grinder right?
What?
We use grinder.
You use Grinder?
Then we match right?
What Grinder?
Grinder.
Don't know lah. Sunday City.
Yeah.
What happened?
5 or 6 years then he was taking the Christmas selfie. Then he approached me to take photo. Then after that, so still remember him.
Yeah lah, and you know me longer, but you still like Toshi more lah. I don't know why. The reason.
Okay, you could. You have no choice, right? You gotta
Yeah.
shoot one of us. Either Toshi, me, or Zach. Who will you shoot?
Oh. Wow. Shoot.
Kill leh, not like shoot inside us.
That's funny.
Maybe you.
Oh, why?
Because I know him since many years.
What
So-
about Toshi?
He's handsome, so very hard to shoot. Too cute.
Seriously, you don't find handsome, seriously, as a friend.
Yes.
I'm not kidding you, that very adorable. Girls and guys, you see, not only 师奶, girls and guys, even pets, they will like you.
Pets.
Do pets come to you more often?
No.
I don't believe, seriously. 他帅吗？很帅啊。
Okay, let's move on. Okay, about
She's getting shy already, yeah.
the first time I met Kurt was at Yishun.
Yishun?
With Zach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then we were at North Point, right?
Yeah.
We met at KFC. So the first time I met you, I saw you wearing the belt. I was like, do you wear the belt everywhere in my head?
Oh.
So I think many of the audience would like to know what is actually wrong with you.
Oh, no, actually I started wearing belt because I got depression. Yeah, because I was working the security guard at the shopping center. So after that, shopping center is like anybody can just go there. So a lot of people they recognize me. So that time I was feeling a bit depressed because I was thinking that like people like Jian Hao Tan, Dick Goss, all these they like maybe to work security job, they can just earn a living by doing YouTube. So after I was getting a little bit depressed, after that I started watching the SPW, the Singapore Pro Wrestling. So actually they like example that daytime they got their other professional job, and maybe some work technician whatever, right? And night time they go and do wrestler. So after that I was thinking, maybe never mind, it's okay since I like wrestling. So maybe it's okay for me to like be a security guard in the like to do other jobs. So after that, I wear the belt to like keep me more confident to like overcome my depression.
Oh, you went back because of depression.
I was feeling a bit depressed because like I was thinking like how can like I like famous lah, but I cannot like earn YouTube by living lah. Then people work shopping mall. I mean like you won't see that I was working at a shopping center as a security guard. So the guy was a little bit depressed lah. Yeah. So I started wearing that.
I went back because my pants were loose.
Yeah, so that's the reason I wear the.
Funny.
Yeah. And then also another reason besides this, what is to cure the depression? Another reason is because like the YouTuber nobody had done it before lah. Yeah. So two reasons. That's like two reasons. Two reasons.
That was something.
Yeah. Okay.
And back to Zech, Zech, and also Toshi.
It's not Zech.
Zech, yeah. You have come for my fitness lesson, right?
Yes.
For how many times? 3 times?
It seems like maybe more than 3, maybe 4.
In my heart, it's a lot of time.
Seriously? You guys are
It's
so
really-
nice.
yeah.
4 times already, 4 times.
And you come for my lesson tomorrow, please. 4:50
I
p.m.
honestly think Toshi go can really like. I think go once do better. Right?
No, you guys mix the number is very important.
So you want the number only?
No,
So we are just number to you right now.
no, seriously, I need your looks. I need your heart.
But
I need your height.
in your class we wear helmets, we wear masks, so
I think from tomorrow onwards, right, you guys don't need to wear masks anymore. You just have to be yourself. Seriously, handsome face like yours, you wear mask yourself. This is.
oh my god.
I mean, this is.
You might, one
This
thing,
is very
one thing you might,
Yes.
who you remind me of,
Yes.
my uncle. You know why?
Apo.
He every time speak to me, right, he's fucking saliva always in my face.
What's up?
Like my mom's brother,
Your mom, brother, yeah, older than your brother.
like her older brother,
Oh my god.
he kind of looks like you, so.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Toshi Aku.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
My uncle.
Oh, wow. The awkward silence
We can
again.
keep it longer next time.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. This will be a very raw episode, uncensored. We're gonna ask you questions that you don't wanna answer.
Okay. From
Are you ready?
From
But you tell me you start.
From me. That's why I wanna be on this episode.
Oh.
Yeah, you're always trying to avoid questions, right?
Let's try.
Do you agree?
Let's
Yeah,
try.
but I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I really don't want to answer question, just based on my personality, I would try to avoid the question. I will skip the question for
But you
sure.
must answer what, then it must be fair.
Every time I answer every question one.
Yeah.
You see every question they
I
ask.
ask also come, he also answer.
You know something? I can never be as brave as you. Seriously, you are a warrior in my heart.
Can I just tell you guys we make quite a bit of money on TikTok.
Yeah.
Money?
Yeah, like USD.
How much?
What is that?
6 cents.
Oh wow!
And some
That's
oh my god!
at least it works. At least it works.
Yeah,
It works seriously.
it's quite
Okay.
You know 6 cents leh.
and this a few more. If you do another 100 times, you get 60 cents.
100 times.
Another 100 more episodes, you get $6. We can all share one with you.
Yes.
So sorry, kata you eat all the chicken bro.
Oh,
You eat the skin also. I think when I thought you go talk about the issue story, I thought you go talk about the KFC thing.
Oh yes, the KFC thing.
KFC?
Since you pointed out about the KFC
KFC.
thing, right? So
Remember you at KFC right?
Oh yeah.
So I've been telling my friends right for the first time when I met Kate. You remember you had a whole ass meal, like 2 meals, 2 full meals. Then I was also hungry, so I ordered another meal, and you were eating, right? You started eating actually. Then I got my meal, I started eating very slowly. Then you finish your meal, right? Then I usually don't eat the skin,
Yeah.
right? Then I put the skin aside, right? Then I wipe my mouth with the tissue, and I put beside the skin, right? Then Kurt was like, do you still want that?
Oh, it's serious lah.
Then Zach and I was like, he ate everything.
Oh, because I love the
Okay,
chicken
do you
skin.
realize on set we usually don't order food?
One sec.
Like usually we don't serve food, right?
You know what's the reason?
You know what's the reason? You guess what's the reason? Why we don't order food during on set?
Can tell me why? Oh, you finish all the food.
Yes.
Oh.
I finished food.
Right. So yeah, that's that. Yeah. Right.
Before we start to answer your questions, yeah, I have. Just continue with yeah. I need to ask all of you.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's not recorded.
This is.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Just before we start to answer your challenging question,
Right.
I'm a bit scared at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a bit anxious. Could you share with me your times in my classes, the experiences?
Okay.
Do you have a lot of fun?
Yeah, I had fun. I like the games.
I like all like we have all those acting, singing, dancing, and all that, right? And out of nowhere we have like dodgeball, and we all three love dodgeball.
I love the dodgeball.
Oh
But
my
I think you can
It's quite funny.
Paperball.
Do you know that I'm the one that invented the
Dodgeball?
the game?
You invented dodgeball?
No, I invented the game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'll call it what? I can't remember the name. I invented the thing.
I think you should use.
I make it very fun.
A ball, a real ball.
I see.
Like a medicine ball.
Using medicine ball?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's gonna be a disaster.
Fitness class.
It's gonna be bloody.
Okay, this is gonna be a very raw episode, right?
Yes.
So before the class, I was wondering who are those people joining your class and how did you actually contact them to acquire them? Yeah.
How do I acquire it?
Yeah.
Sometimes through online. Sometimes they actually apply sign up through PME. Sometimes I scout them. Okay, this is my potential that I wanted. Sometimes I find that this girl is great, or this guy got potential in whatever platform, or maybe for maybe like advertising, for acting in the future, and also for someone that actually fat or someone that's very thin, I can make them grow fatter, grow stronger, stronger, gain more mass, or can lose their weight very fast. I'm an expert in helping people to gain weight and lose weight very fast. That's a promise.
Oh, are you ever interested in this class?
Yeah, I think
What are your
I should go
thoughts
for
on
it.
this class?
Because I'm busy with work, I'm working secretly job all time.
Okay.
Because he classes every time on the Sunday I'm working.
Yeah, my class is always on the Sunday, but
Okay.
all I want my class is to be really fun. And the truth, since the three handsome guys, they joined my team.
You mean one handsome guy?
Three handsome guys, one, no, three. You could say they bring sunlight, they bring sunshine, they bring joy to my classes.
Thank you.
Your peers, your students, my other students, they all love all of you so much. They say, oh, who are these three handsome guys? Seriously, next time they come to my class, I must. Trust me, just be yourself. Time to shine. Thank you.
Okay.
To the question. How much longer you want the silence to be?
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Okay.
Wow. What? Is this supposed to be a prank or something? Or staring contest? Hey! Hey, the way you hold your microphone a bit wrong,
Thank you for watching this episode of After School Therapy. Stay tuned and catch our next episode.
Oh, bye-bye! No question.
That's a good wrap. But we want to continue on introduction. Maybe okay. We think of something. Okay. Think of entrepreneur. Okay.
That's what you're gonna say.
No. For.
This should be your character.
Okay. So can lah. Okay, I say something, then you maybe can do the same thing. Then
These are your debuts on camera, so make the best out of it.
Okay. Okay, whatever I say, maybe at the end, the last word, you both repeat the same word.
Okay.
So, hi, my name is Toshi. Then you say Toshi.
Okay.
I'm an architect.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for having me here. I'm happy to be here.
Here.
I'm a very good friend of both of them.
There.
Okay.
Is it?
Like that? Is it like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Something like that. Okay. Thank you for inviting me here. I'm
Here.
very happy to be here.
Here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Give me a sec.
Zech Zech.
Okay.
Yeah, Zech.
Okay. Give me a sec. Hi everyone. I'm Toshi and I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zech, for inviting me here.
Yeah.
I am an architect.
Tech.
Part-time. I'm a Caesarea connoisseur.
Sauce.
Okay. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
The Saizeriya thing was quite funny.
Yeah. Let me go. Hi everyone, my name is Toshi. Thank you for having me here, Zech.
Yes, Zech.
Both of them are my very close friends, and I'm
Friend.
very happy to be here.
Here.
And I'm an artist. I'm an architect. I occasionally do
Occasionally.
Okay, then give me a sec.
Sec.
Okay, I'm occasionally a
DJ.
and I love food. I'm a Caesarea connoisseur. And very grateful to be here with both very famous Singaporean idols. OGs. Number one in Singapore. And I'm a designer.
No.
A visionary. I also love missionary. I'm just a hyphenated man.
Hyphenated man.
I am just a multi-hyphenated man.
Hype man.
I am just a multi-hyphenated man.
Man.
I am just a hyphenated man.
Man.
I am just a multi-hyphenated man.
Man.
I am multi-talented. I am master of all trades, jack of none.
Trick none.
And I'm just multi-dimensional.
Dimensional.
Okay, let's do the same for something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Any special purpose for that, man?
No, just introduction.
Okay.
So it's easier to follow a template.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can.
I'm a cameraman. I am like what that. I am a cameraman.
Zech.
Mic closer.
Me.
Hi, I'm Zech.
Zech.
Friend of Zech.
Zech.
Friend of Toshi.
Toshi.
I'm a director. Cameraman. Multi-talented human being. I'm a professional chair maker. Leather lover. Mirror kisser. What else? Mother lover. All around a nice guy.
Nice guy.
Nice guy.
Okay.
Introduction. Okay.
Toshi and Zech, you guys do the rap.
Right. Okay. I appreciate to be here. Thank you guys for watching, and let's.
Are you around? Hey! Is this supposed to be a prank or whatever? So, hello? Hey! Oh my god. Why are you guys laughing? Are you guys playing a prank on me? Is it?
What?
Are you guys playing a prank on me or what?
No, okay, let's wrap this up then.
Okay.
Any creative ways? Okay, let's start with you.
Okay.
Okay. Steven Lim sign off?
Okay. Thank you for watching it.
Yeah.
Okay. Why you guys laughing at me?
He's laughing at you.
Yeah, okay.
We were doing the awkward silence thing.
Okay.
But then you can.
Okay. You guys 眼神不大对耶。Okay. Guys! Okay, let's try out. Guys, we're coming to the end. Okay. Okay, are you guys okay? Yeah. Guys, we're coming to the end of the episode of After School Therapy for this episode, okay? And follow our channel, our platform at After School Therapy, and follow my channel at all various platforms at Steven Koko Official. You please.
Thank you for having me here. I had a great time. You can follow After School Therapy SG on TikTok and After School Therapy on Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, hi everyone. I'm the WWE Cruiserweight champion, the king of the Cruiserweight Kurt Tay. So follow After School Therapy and then also my YouTube channel, Kurt Tay, Kurttay.
Just follow up school therapy for me. Will do. Link is in the bio.
What?
Always my turn. I think we can wrap like this. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's wrap up.
Thank you guys.
I can get the mic.
Thank you so much.
You're doing WBT after this, Toshi?
Yes. See you guys tomorrow. Yes. 450. I love all each and every one of you.
Okay. Oh, stop already, right? Yes.
By the way, I have a lot of friends asking the episode to release when?
We are still editing that. We just started only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How many days?
Yeah, my plastic. Almost for plastic. Still behind.
Ask Denise and the friends to come in first. I know they outside.
Kopi ah. So you can go smoke.
Super chat. Super chat. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Zech.
Hello, hi. Good.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Bye bye, Kurt.
Yes, bye.
We sit now and how we present ourselves, like especially girls are concerned about how we the shapes we're making, like how masculine they are, how feminine we are. If we move on a talk like this, why it's taking the other considered a feminine gesture.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
World of character, you see. And so movement for me is my way to experience this. I'm not explaining about getting space, like a way to take up space. And I feel like people are very reserved, people are conservative in taking up space. Yeah. So interesting. calls it Wi-Fi. That sometimes the Wi-Fi connection is strong and the Invisibone